The following presentation is part of the Beyond the Blast Doors network.
Welcome to the Bombadcast. What is up, Bombad fam? Hello, it is me. Maybe I don't know. I'm with a couple. I'm nervous. I've got teachers listening to me. But guys, welcome to the Bombadcast. I'm here. I'm your boy, the Cannon Junkie. I'm not alone tonight, though. No, I'm not. But before I bring them in, if you love Star Wars, you will love the Beyond the Blast Doors network. We got something for everybody. I mean, we've got live shows every weeknight. You've got Holo Chronicles, Josh and Andy talking collectibles. You've got Around the Galaxy, Pete Fletzer, the Flexmeister himself, certified daddy, whatever name he has this week. Guys, we've got Beyond the Blast Doors live. We've got the Bombadcast, which you're here for now. And if you like it, you can join our Patreon. You can become part of our family there. But guys, I'm gonna stop going on and on about this because a lot of you know this. You love us, but you don't just love me. You also love my boy, Scotty J-Ro. Scotty, can you bring yourself in?
Hi, Jerry.
What's
going on, dude?
Buddy? Oh, dude, it is just it's been a week. I'm ready for some Bombad fun. Honestly,
me too.
I'm ready for some Bombad fun. And what's this we've got down here?
The only way we can have fun today is if we bring on our guest. Okay,
and we need to bring him in.
If you haven't taken the time, okay, I'm going to read his handle right now. I expect all of you right now in the chat. I will
put his
Twitter handle right now in there because he is the next up and coming big Star Wars page. And he might not want me saying this, but I'll tell you this much. He is going to be huge one day. Okay, so follow it right there. It is our boy.
He drinks enough milk.
Star Wars LXL, Star Wars line by line, the one and only Andrew Miller. Andrew, let's talk. What is going on, my man?
Hey guys, how are you?
Pretty good. Hey, Andrew Miller, certified killer. I don't know if that's a thing or not, but it is now.
Great, that's good. That's going to be part of my persona from now on.
There you go. Yeah. I will go around with you and be your hype man if you want.
Okay, perfect. Yeah,
perfect.
Yes. Oh, I need one of those. Yeah.
Welcome.
Thanks. It's an honor to be on the show here. I love the show. So thanks so much for having me.
Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. It means a lot. Because I'm going to be honest with you. There is no other page with this There's no other page with this much commitment that is not a robot tweeting it. Okay. I want to say that because I follow the Shrek script page. I follow a couple other pages that just
you're just above the Shrek robot.
You're right there. Yes. You're on the precipice. So look, I'll pull up your handle is Star Wars LXL. Go follow it right now, everyone. Hopefully you'll get at least 5 or 6 followers just from this alone. Andrew, tell us about your
dozens and dozens of listeners, dozens upon dozens.
Yeah, well, thanks. That's a pretty big introduction right there. No, Star Wars line by line. It's so every day I tweet one line from Star Wars in order. That's episode order, canon order. So we're starting with episode 1. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. And you have to. I mean, it's the most fun one, right? So, I just started with the first line in the movie. I go by the subtitles on the DVD.
Yeah.
on my DVD that I have right here. Right?
Nice.
Beautiful. Their DVD art used to be so sick.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so
Do
beautiful.
you screen clip it? I mean, screen cap it, and then you put it on there, or no?
Yeah. As long
Okay.
as I'm not sure, is that legal? But
And we do things that YouTube doesn't like all the time on this show, so it's fine.
Let us know.
We've had so many episodes shut down. Yeah, so it's fine. No worries.
No, yes, basically. And it doesn't take that long, surprisingly. Maybe every 4 or 5 months you sit down and just go, pause, copy, paste, boom. And so then I have them all saved up, and then one day at a time, I'll just put one up. And then the fun thing for me is that each one kind of turns into a little meme. So it's like a tweet and then I try and make either a joke out of it or tell something that I know from behind the scenes on whatever it is or something like that.
I have to say,
pretty clever.
Sorry. Well, it's absolutely clever. And I have to say that it really like drew, you drew me and Scotty in early because I mean, I think you had Sebulba as like your profile pic for a while.
Yeah.
That really drew me in because as most of you guys know, I'm a big Sebulba freak, which sounds really, really weird and questionable. But
my favorite character in the movie for sure.
He's so and that's why we've gelled instantly. And I love you do hilarious jokes with you really do. Like you really find the humor in these random lines and stuff from Phantom Menace.
I got one example.
Oh, there you go.
There you go. Example live right there.
Pull them up. Here we go.
Yeah. Let me see if we can get a little bit bigger. Hold on. There it is. It says right here. I love it. It says 7. So what is this 710? If you don't want me to ask, is that like the dialogue number or like the scene number?
That's how many lines it's been so far. So that was
my God.
Day 710. We're on right now.
Holy cow.
And it's every line. So it's every time, even sometimes like the little sound effects come up. It'll be like, alien.
I've
burps,
seen those.
And it'll be
yes.
For 2 days in a row. I had a good one. It was probably about a month ago now. It was like 2 days in a row of Watto grumbling. It was like grumbling. And then the next day it was like grumbling continues. Like where else can you find this kind of content on Twitter?
Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's so
amazing. So it's literally every line. So 710. So we're almost up to 2 years of doing this now. And
tremendous.
Yeah, I did the math actually. Oh, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, this is actually a great line to promote your page, though. It's like, has anyone been to them all? You will be soon.
It's really serendipity that I'm on here tonight talking about this because I was looking ahead, and I think on Saturday, so 2 days from now, because I guess Qui-Gon says tomorrow, he says like I doubt it or something like that, and then he says I'm going to be the first to see them all, right? And that's kind of like the mission statement of Star Wars line by line. I want to be the first to tweet them all.
That's awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Look, this was good.
That was a good one.
Oh man, most of them.
Most of them.
I love that it's like same scene, but we're going, David. It's so good. I love it.
This is all the Ewok stuff. I got a little.
Yeah, I saw that. This is great. There's so many of them. Do they all have systems of planets? I'm not kidding. It's just great, man. I don't know. I like this kind of humor because it takes commitment. So let's talk about the commitment, man. Why this? Why was this your niche?
Well, I can't take full credit for this. I got the idea from a guy on Reddit in the prequel memes subreddit. Okay. You guys familiar with that?
Oh, yeah.
Great stuff over there, right? But this guy, I think his handle was Pro Dogger. I think I got that right. And he was my only person on Reddit that I was following because he just started one day. He just like day one of posting memeing every line in the prequels. And he started with the first line in Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
And I was loving it. And he wasn't getting that many upvotes. I think the first day or two he was. And then he stopped after probably about 80 some days. And
wow.
I got real depressed. I was like, where is the commitment? And by that point I had started a Twitter account that was kind of like Star Wars themed. I think I actually used to call it Luke Skywalker. And it was like my alternate ego. And then I decided, I'm gonna do this on Twitter. Like, screw it. I'm gonna, and so I did. And I'm not stopping. As
that
people,
is awesome.
Yeah, people who know me in real life will tell you that I'm not one to stop this kind of thing. For some reason I love these super long, drawn out even if sometimes they're excruciating for me. I get a lot of pride. Like, for instance, my brother and I used to have a goal. We both have families now, so we're kind of like putting on pause, but we had a goal to go to every single minor league baseball stadium in the country.
That's sick.
Oh, nice.
And so I had like a spreadsheet going and everything. And we had visited all the ones that we could drive to around here.
Sure.
And then, we were like, we couldn't really justify to our families, hey, I'm going to take like a week-long trip to go see some team that I never heard of before.
Yeah.
So things like that, like one that I guess it was back in college. My friends and I went to every single diner that's in our county, and I live in New Jersey, so there's lots of diners.
Yeah,
man.
And so we went to every single diner in one day. So we ate something. We just drove from one to the next.
That's awesome. Oh my god. So wait, I love this because
I love that stuff.
Plays a little bit into it. So I'm making sure everyone knows it's at Star Wars LXL. Y'all gotta follow it, please, right now.
Thank you. Wow.
But look, Lauren Romo, a really good fan of the show, asked this. I need a Rebels line by line. So let me ask you this. Are you going to, with the goal obviously is you want to do most of these, all of Star Wars. So are you going to do TPM, Attack of the Clones, then Clone Wars? Then what do you think?
Well, originally that was my intention when I started this.
Sure.
I was like, I'm going to do everything. But now I kind of, two reasons why I'm not going to do that, but it's okay. Who said that, Lauren? It's okay. You can, we'll let you, I'll take you off the hook for that one. Hold on. So we're I'm going to do just the episodes because I did the math on this and I'm only doing one a day. I guess if I did 2 a day,
be a little bit different, then
maybe I could do that. But I don't want to I don't want to be irresponsible with these, you only one per day. Come on.
Yeah.
More than that's too much.
You can't, you get too many irons in the fire. And then all of a sudden you've got a line and then the answer to the line in one day. And who wants that?
Right. We have to wait literally on pins and needles to make sure that we have day by day breaks because it's too much sometimes.
But your brain needs to reset. You need to sleep on it and be like, oh man, that was a wild line today.
Dude, I can't wait for the day we get to Master Qui-Gon. What are midichlorians? Because I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna be dying for that next day.
We're gonna.
What are they? You'll have to wait till tomorrow. Find out. Tomorrow.
It's killing me. Yeah.
No, but I did the math on this. So I am not even halfway through this movie. I'm like 30% through this movie. I did the math, and it's been 2 years about. So we're looking at maybe 5 to 6 years for this movie to finish.
Wow. That is amazing.
Dude, that's insane.
There's no way I'm going to be able to do any, like I wanted to do Rogue One Solo. It's not possible. So I'm just going to stick to episode 1 through 9, and that'll take roughly 50 years. So I'll literally be like 85 tweeting. I'll be on my deathbed. This is how I want to go.
Gosh.
I'll be on my deathbed and I'll tweet out Rey Skywalker, and then that's it. That's
send. As you fall back into the coffin.
Yes.
Like your child is like, Dad, please. He's really old too. And you're like, and then that's it. Out. Andrew is out of here.
I need to send it. Well, who knows? Who knows if Twitter will even be around by then? But
true.
This might be an account that I have to hand down to my grandchildren.
I was gonna say,
my gosh,
is that going to be in the will? Like
they take up. Well, we can't. Okay, this has to be erased from history though, because we don't want anyone to know the true right. Or do you want you want it to be like a ghostwriter the whole time or something like kind of like a mystery, like who is it? It's the Dread Pirate Roberts of line by line.
Yes, right, perfect.
Right.
Oh, yes. What a legend!
It'll be like Willy Wonka. I'll have like a contest, and whoever can get the gold.
He's dance like Michael Scott. I don't know. I'm a big Office fan, so
I'll give it to some poor kid, and his grandfather.
Well, Andrew, wait. So not only does Andrew do this, but Andrew, to me, now I don't know about this community, and I listened to an episode, and it was really good. Andrew, you have your own podcast, and it's actually a little bit dealing with the things behind you. Now, Andrew was telling us earlier. It's
Closets.
not quite the setup he would have wanted, but it is the legitimate setup. Andrew, what else do you do? Because I want our audience to be able to find you, because I was very intrigued. And then again, I was super impressed that I was actually super interested in the episode that I listened to. But Andrew, what else do you do, bud?
Well, thank you. I do a podcast. Like, who else doesn't, right? I know I do a podcast with my one and only friend, Pete Steele. And that's funny because our podcast is called Two Can Play That Game. It's only about 2-player board games. So, we cover like the classics, chess and backgammon and stuff like that, but also newer ones that are more recent. So only strictly games that can be played by 2 players. We started it because we don't have any other friends. So why would you ever want to play 2 people? But it's also comedy. So it's not just board game reviews. We review the games, but it's also a lot of like silly segments like, how far do you think you can throw this game? Or like, or like if aliens landed, would you show this to them? Why or why not? Things like that.
Man.
We do one like it's the apocalypse and there's only 1 copy left. What weapon are you going to bring? We're going to fight over it. So stuff like that. So it's very silly. And my favorite part is that Pete he finds all the online reviews, the funniest ones, and reads the reviews of the games, and then we just pass judgment on the people's lives that write the reviews. So that's a good segment. But
that's
for all the. Yeah, thank you. For all this, it's an audio. It's not fancy like this. You guys are really like on the video.
It's very generous that you use the word fancy, but thank you. So,
but you can find it anywhere. It's too.
Sorry.
Yeah, Paul,
go ahead, Paul.
We don't have great stuff like Paul on our show, but it's still pretty good.
Sorry. Anyway,
no, it's good. It's called Two Can Play That Game. You can find it on all the, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and all things like that. We just got done recording. We record way in advance, spoiler, but we recorded one that's coming out on May the 4th, a Star Wars episode.
Okay.
We got this. Pete sent me this in the mail. It's like a vintage. It's from 1988. It's lightsaber dueling, and this is nuts. It comes with these 2 books, and it's got great artwork in there. You're lightsaber dueling, and you're trying to like outdo each. Look at this. Look how flexible Darth Vader is.
He's completely. Look at he's doing a split. Wait, hold on. Let me get it.
Is he grabbing his crotch? What in the world is going on there?
This one is ducking. It says so. He's
ducking. There he goes.
Ducking,
With an F in front of it. He's
piling. Yes, this is where my dick used to be. Sorry, my bad.
Well, he is a side. Well, let's not go there. All right.
Yeah, my bad. I took it there.
But anyway, we cover like obscure games like that people have never heard of also. So it kind of goes along with you. I feel like you guys kind of cover some of the wackier parts of Star Wars. Sure. So we're covering some of the wackier parts of board games as well. So
there's
amazing.
A Jar Jar board game that we've always wanted to do, and if we get it, it's like Jar Jar escapes from Naboo, whatever it is. Jerry and I've looked it up. You can buy it.
I forgot about that. Oh my gosh.
Maybe when we pull that off and we have to send the separate piece, I don't know how we're going to do it, but we'll make it a way to do it over the internet. And
it's going to have to be like our COVID is over special. Where we like fly to some undisclosed location where we can both play the game or something.
Yeah.
And Andrew joins us as well. I don't know. We'll all meet in the middle of the country or something.
Oh my, that sounds amazing. I don't know. I wouldn't even think that there would be a Jar Jar board game. That sounds great.
Sounds cool. It's interesting. So real quick, Jerry, before we get into the main conversation, because today we're talking about, like it says right here, Star Wars line by line, which our boy Andrew does so well. But it's going to take him for the rest of his life to get it done. And this episode's only going to last about 45 more minutes. So let's talk about our favorite lines. But Jerry, I believe you had an ad that we had been sponsored.
Well, we have new sponsors and stuff, and I was wondering if I could have a little bit of help because we have a little bit of. We're supposed to talk about this product, right?
Sure. Okay.
So I don't know if you want to pull up. There's a video to go along with it as well.
Okay.
So I don't know if I'm going to start out, and then like if you guys want to jump in or something. I don't know. What do you is that sound good, guys?
Heck yeah.
Okay. Let's get it going. Let's get it rolling.
All right, Jerry. So here we go, Jerry. Let's here
we go. Guys, this is a little more. Well, this is a little more serious. Just so there's a little more of a serious sponsor. So here we go. Have you been dealing with depression? Are you tired of being called a hate group just because you hate people who are different than you? Then you, my friend, need Get a Life. Get a Life is a non-inflammatory get help drug that helps you get a life.
Not only does it help you get a life, it can also supply really important dopamine sensations to several parts of your body that may need it, like your heart, for being selfish, rude, and mean, often to people, and you may be dealing with your problems.
You're making him feel bad.
And maybe you have been too brought down by calling people soy boys and insulting other people on the internet that you need to just go ahead and get a life.
Get a Life. Side effects may include, getting laid for once. That's one. Actually, having some self-respect and respect for other people. It's quite amazing.
Learning a thing or two about morals.
Effing around and finding out.
Possibly not tearing apart Rose Tico dolls because you're pretty, how would you say, you have a lack of respect for anything decent in this world, and you get upset when a $1 billion investment or a $1 billion director decides to tear you apart live on a stream for being misogynistic and evil. You should just get a life.
That got pretty real. He was really hurt. He looked really hurt. Andrew, you want to say anything for this poor guy?
Ask your doctor if Get a Life is right for you. It's certainly right for that guy.
Oh man.
Oh man. Well, I can tell you this much. It's not easy being this terrible of a person. So you should
get a life. Get a life. Go out for once. Just go outside.
Symptoms may include. Oh, I can't even do it. Symptoms may include, and then go into the 50 billion different reasons that they
symptoms may include diarrhea. Consequences
diarrhea
for your actions.
A realization that you are a terrible human being and that someone finally silenced you in this world. And I'm happy to see that someone puts you down just like you put others down for being a hateful, mean person. You should just go ahead and get a life.
Get a life. Get a life.
Ah.
All right. I think we've put him down enough. We honestly did less damage than Zack Snyder did right there. That was on the actual stream. That was incredible.
Dude.
Oh man.
What he said was so good. Anyway, let's get to the main topic.
No, I was just going to say Zack Snyder got a lot of respect.
Oh, that dude.
A lot of people were literally like talking about like a week ago, Zack Snyder like rides a skateboard to work and drinks only Mountain Dew, and now people are like, mad respect, dude. Mad respect.
Bless up. So, all right. I know right now, Andrew, you were only on the Phantom Menace, and it looks like that until
spoilers, please. I don't know what happens next.
That's the only Star Wars movie you've seen.
I've only seen the first 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. So we can't talk anything past that. But look, why is that your favorite prequel? Because that surprises me. It seems like this is a new thing people are realizing. I've always loved it. Jerry's always loved it. And I feel like people like our friend Pete right here, who's in the chat. I don't know what Rafaha means, but Pete, he saw it in theaters.
I think he was trying to say human tornado. And because he says damn autocorrect there after a little bit.
So wait. Pete was one of the ones that are more of a reformed prequelist who now appreciates it because we've converted him. No, probably not it. But
it was totally us. Yeah.
Andrew, why is this your favorite in particular? Because that's an interesting remark. Besides, out of the prequels, I mean.
Well, most people say Revenge of the Sith, right? I mean, that's
Mhm.
what I see online, and every time I see that, I'm like, no, it's Phantom Menace for sure. For me, the original trilogy can't be touched. That's like top because
Sure.
I grew up with that. I had them on VHS. The VHS. Did you ever see these with the interview with George Lucas and Leonard Maltin
right here
at the beginning?
Yeah, got them right here. Hold on.
Great. I lost my New Hope copy like 10 years ago. You think you could give me that? Because I need.
If I could find an extra one, I'm not kidding. I sent our other host, our co-host David, in a copy of these, so I got my original.
Yes.
Right here. If I find one for you,
oh my gosh.
I'll mail it to you.
That was like my every day in 5th grade. I would come home and one day I'd watch one, and the next day I watch the next one. It was like for months that went on. So those are where my heart is. But Phantom Menace is right next. I was so the prequels perfectly spanned my teenage years. I was 13 with Phantom Menace. I had that one as well. Yep. That was probably one of the last VHSs I bought. It was a Phantom Menace. So Phantom Menace, I was 13, and then Episode 2, I was 16 and 19 for Revenge of the Sith. But I just think it's the most it's the most fun of the prequels. It doesn't take itself too seriously. I feel like the other two, and I should preface this whole conversation with if I ever say like I don't like something in Star Wars, that's all relative. Okay, any Star Wars is better than.
Wait, you mean you're not like our friend Mr. Reject Leprechaun impersonator there? I'm sure he had a lot of good work though yesterday. Walking around empty bars in his green hat and such. So
anyway, Jerry, come on now.
Sorry,
I love it. No, but even the stuff like because there's plenty of stuff in the prequels where I'm just like. It doesn't quite do it for me, or it's like I don't really like that, but it's fun. Like it's so kind of cheesy or over the top that I love it.
Sure.
Some of the like the they're animals and I slaughter. Like I laugh at that scene. That's great for me.
sure.
But I just think Phantom Menace is more of a fun adventure movie, like the originals were, and the other two are a little bit more serious, a little bit more dark, I guess, in a way, which is cool if you're in the mood for that. But and plus it's got some of my favorite sequences. The lightsaber duel at the end with Darth Maul is top notch.
Oh my
for
gosh!
Me. With the duel of the fates and all that, but also the pod racing sequence I think that's probably my favorite sequence in all of Star Wars.
I would say too.
Yeah, just because of it's so unique. It's so you don't have anything else like that in any of the Star Wars movies, and I am praying to someone that we can get more pod racing in Star Wars soon because it's so good.
We've all been waiting for that, right? Like everyone's like, are we going to drop some pod racing here? The closest thing we've gotten, what was like may or may not have been Anakin's pod racer engine in The Mandalorian that Cobb Vanth was running around. I know, and it had the same sound as Anakin's pod racer, and everything was like, it's gotta be it. Oh my gosh, I love it.
I tell you, when I saw Last Jedi in theaters, and they were at Canto Bight, and it was like you heard that sound, and there was like a racing going on. I was like,
can it be? Yes, I know.
And then I saw those horses or whatever, and I was like, oh man,
it's so close.
Can I say? Well, I think you'll agree with
we're this close.
I know we're so close. It's so far away, but like I think you'll agree with me with this because we are both Sebulba fans. I think we've said that earlier. I want to see old aging Sebulba so bad. I agree. I used to be he's all washed I guess like now? Watto and stuff like like the guy like he's like handing the trophy or something this time. He's like, youngster, I used to be the guy. I said McClunky first. Whatever.
I said McClunky first.
Oh, it's amazing. See, my argument for the Phantom Menace, and you always like the tweet, Andrew. You always do. And I probably say it once a week because people need to realize this. That the Phantom Menace is the most pure Star Wars film of all time. Now, I'm not saying in the sense of the Force and everything that they talk about, but in terms of George Lucas doing exactly what he wanted, getting exactly what he wanted, working with people that knew what they were doing. I mean, literally, in terms of just storytelling, it's just George Lucas through and through. It's silly. And like you said, Andrew, it's over the top as it should be. It's an adventure from planet to planet. It feels different. The anthropology, the pretty much everything, all the cultures feel so unique. And I don't know. I get so much every time I watch that movie. It could be I'll be honest with you, I got trashed one years and I demanded to watch the movie. And I was slamming my head on the desk, like, show me the bananas. And so we watched the pod racing scene, and it was the greatest thing in the world.
That's what that meant? That's how you decipher that?
So the reason I like it so much is because, to me, this is George without any restraint, and everyone told him yes, and it was really good, and it was really deep, and the prequels are great for that reason. It's just George at his most George, and I think we should all really be thankful for that we even have that. And to kind of lead into the next thing, though, every guest, Jesus Christ, Paul's in the chat, every guest gets asked this question: best, favorite, and most fun Star Wars. Let me read Paul's comment. He said, I heard Scotty on New Year's. We love the Phantom Menace. Thank you, Paul. I'm so glad you can join us.
And then he's gone just as quickly as he appeared.
The best part of waking up.
That waking up gets me every time. It's the waking up.
Oh, thanks, Paul. I'm glad you can be here. Whatever this means, we're going to keep putting it on the screen. And this is a new one. Wait, I made a new addition, boys. Here's the newest one of them all. Let's get an instant reaction.
Here we go. Okay. Oh, man. I love that, like, Palpatine seems to be balancing it upon our logo upon his finger.
Okay, so Andrew, sorry for that brief intermission. Andrew, best, favorite, and most fun Star Wars movies, okay? Now, there's no judgment here. I mean, I've heard the craziest answers for this. Let's talk about it. What you got, bud?
Well, first of all, I love that you do this because, I've seen plenty of people say, well, rank the Star Wars movies? And it's hard because I love parts of some that even that might not be overall, they might not be my favorite movie or whatever. So this is a great way to do it. I think for me right now, and this changes all the time, but I think for me, the best made one, I think for me right now is Rogue One.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah. Just because I love the, I don't know. It was different for me. I love, first of all, the ending, obviously. I just went nuts when I saw all that. But the way that they tied it in with the original Star Wars and made it seem like it was part of the same the same universe. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. That whole scene where they're climbing up the tower of 8-track tapes or whatever that is.
So good.
Pretty much what
it looked like. It looked like a tower of like those old recorders and stuff, the tape players, like the giant ones.
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
that's what it looked like. My dad had one, and you like push the key. It's like piano keys, but they stay down.
The big clunky keys. Yeah. I know.
They were so fun to push though. McClunky keys. Oh, you sweet man. You. Oh, okay.
No, but I think all that technology, when she's uploading it, it looks like the original Star Wars.
Oh yeah.
And also it's just that whole part, you're very tense. Even when I watch it now, I know it's going to happen, but I'm just like, oh, get out of there, and that, it's a satisfying ending. So I like that one. I think it was really well done. Probably my favorite, it never changes. My favorite of all time is Return of the Jedi. Since I was a little kid. Just because I love happy endings, and for a long time that was the ending of Star Wars for me. I didn't really get into any of the books because, as we know, I'm a completist. I like to do everything completely, and there were already 1,000 books out there. So there's no way I'm going to be able to read all those. So that's not part of Star Wars for me. So but if it is, great. And the fact that Disney reset the canon is actually kind of cool for me, because now I'm like, oh, it might be possible to read all these books now. Maybe I can. Do it.
That's what kind of got me. Yeah. I was like, there were so many. Where do you start? Right. Yeah. I know what you mean. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but anyway, that was sidetrack. So Return of the Jedi, I just love that whole last act of that is just amazing.
It's perfect.
Ewoks are great. The space battle is amazing. The way they keep switching back and forth between those three scenes.
Perfect.
And the most fun, I already said, it's the Phantom Menace. If I'm just looking to have just kind of like a light Star Wars night, and I just kind of want to relax and not be too into it, and just kind of enjoy, and or if there's some people over and we're just kind of talking, but then every once in a while I can peek back over. Oh yeah, it's that part, It's Phantom Menace. That's the movie you're throwing on.
It's so good.
Yeah,
dude, I don't
love
blame you.
that. I love that.
I had a party a couple years back, and I just put the Phantom Menace on, and it was one of the movies I just remember being like, "There it is, it's on." I can enjoy it. I can stop talking to these people and just enjoy this movie because it's just so fun. Andrew, that's a great list, man. And mine's not that much different. And I know Jerry's not much different, but Rogue One, for some reason, that might be the first one we've ever heard Rogue One on top of their list. Only because I don't know why. We don't hear that often. Rogue One's, it's weird. Like Rogue One and Solo now, since Mando's came out and we've gotten so much content, I feel like they've kind of taken a back burner for some people, which is weird,
I love both of those. In fact, I don't know if this is controversial. I like both of those even better than all the sequels. I just think those were
not at all.
That's not controversial. No, that's your opinion.
Yeah. Oh, good. Right. Wow, thank you.
You're welcome.
I can see that you got a life or whatever that is. Yeah. Okay.
I got I'm happily on. Get a life.
Get a life. All right, so
get a life.
So now the weird thing about this. The Phantom Menace, since we're all part of that same generation, I guess you could say, that was affected by it. Do you want to try doing best, favorite, most fun Phantom Menace lines?
Lines from the movie. Yeah,
okay. Yeah. Andrew, do you mind if we let Jerry or me go first? Because I know you probably are already locked and loaded. I kind of have mine figured out. I mean, you do this professionally. Best, favorite, most fun. Jerry, do you want to go? You want me to go real quick? Because I got mine.
Go for you, because I have nothing. I'm not prepared.
No. My best, favorite, most fun. We'll do best. Okay. I still love, and I remember having the Comtech that Jerry and I did an episode on, the Comtech chips. And you did Yoda's, and he said, fear leads to anger leads to hate leads to suffering. And for some reason, as a kid, I kind of quoted that, which is a weird thing for a kid to quote when you're like 6 or 7. But how true is that? I mean, we've all been there where we're scared to do something, and then that anger builds through just being fearful, right? To fearful to approach something new. It could be anything, and I think that to me is the best, most fun. Okay, no, favorite's next. I don't know why. Katie and I quote the hell this line. Katie's my girlfriend, Andrew, and we've been together about 6 years now. And our favorite line to quote is, "My Lord, is that legal?" Freaking love that line from the Phantom Menace. I don't know why.
And does she say, "I will make it legal"?
I will make it. Yeah, I'll say that every now and then.
You gotta have that.
She'll like. You know, when you get to a stop sign, you don't like always break all the way, and she'll do that, and she'll turn almost to me and like, "My Lord, is that legal?" So it makes us laugh. It can be anything as long as it's applicable. We'll do it. Now, most fun. This kind of plays into it. Most fun to me is Palpatine's line, "A surprise to be sure, but a welcome one." Just such a weird line. Why is that even dialogue? Like that just I'm dying for the day you get to that one in like 2035.
Right.
I'm just really looking.
It's gonna be a great day whenever I'm sending my kid to college. Yeah, for sure.
All right,
like, "Oh, honey, look at this."
Surprise.
Okay. Gosh, it's hard right now for a little bit. Like, okay, I mean, you can go.
No.
Okay, fine. Oh, shoot. It's hard for me to pick specific lines because there's like the thing that's popping into like the best is that scene I always go to at the beginning where you first get to see the Jedi being Jedi, right?
Oh,
like, you get to see why people were so like why Jedi are so like legendary and all of that. But I love the whole it you know what? I'm gonna cheat. It's the whole exchange between Newt Gunray and Runhakio, where they're like, what is it? Have you ever encountered a Jedi Knight before, sir? Well, no, but I seal off the bridge. And then, that won't be enough, sir. I want droidekas up here at once. We won't survive this. Like that whole thing is just, I don't know. Maybe that's favorite. I'm gonna go out of line, but no. I'm gonna stick. That's best.
That was good, Jerry. You did the whole scene. That was impressive.
I love that scene. I love the whole thing. In fact, I'm going to pull back to that scene in a second. But like favorite, oh man, if you really had me with the ones that you quote a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I don't necessarily know if I quote them in my everyday life. At least no one knows that I'm doing it, when I do.
Just to himself.
Yeah, just to myself,
Walgreens.
like,
Squeeze me, like walking by people.
Yeah, squeeze me. Oh man, I do a lot of Jar Jar for sure.
Sure,
Of course. But gosh, one of my favorites that I quote all the time has got to be, at least especially on Star Wars Twitter. Anyone, you talk about like people wanting to do like the rankings of the movies. Like, which movies are you are you excited about? I like the whole Palpatine, all of them. Like, just kidding, all of them. But that whole thing though, I love that though. That wipe them out. Oh, and then the pause and all of them.
It's sick.
It's so good. And then most fun has got to be the it's another exchange and it's back to the beginning. It's the check it out, Corporal. We'll cover you. Roger. Blast them. And then all Jedi heck breaks loose. Amazing.
Oh, it's so good.
So
you can't go wrong with battle droids. Battle droids are definitely.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Andrew,
in that case, the most fun would probably be, the one that gets like shot back or whatever. So.
That's excellent. Oh my God. Now, real quick, Andrew, before you say yours, I'm gonna read one that Paul Stanley he put up his. Let me make sure
Paul is part of the show essentially.
So let me get an image of Paul Stanley pulled up just so you can get the visual as well for this. Of
course.
We go. So this is Paul watching the podcast currently. His was this. Best, favorite, and most fun is Excuse me, but the most and safest place would be the Gungan city. 'Tis where I grew up. 'Tis a hidden city. So
I love that. Like most of that is like caps, like all caps. But then when he gets in the actual line, he actually just like. So like I imagine him going like, oh, my favorite line is "excuse me," and he actually does it like very calmly and like actually like, I don't know. That's just what that feels like to me.
Going through the lines one by one like this, I've noticed a lot of things that I didn't notice just from watching it. Like that how Jar Jar says "'tis a hidden city" and all that. Like, I guess I never really paid attention that much to just listening to it. I'm like, "'tis," and so I think I can't remember. That was like a year and a half ago, but like, but I remember making some joke about like, oh, it's like Shakespeare over here. It's like "'tis a hidden city," So
yeah,
I just
kind of weird, huh?
Yeah.
Huh. And then it's kind of an interesting perspective. I've never thought about that. And you've actually had to like analyze these lines to a certain extent because I don't know, you focus on it. If this is what you do, you focus on really like hyper focus. That's awesome.
You're essentially right now for the next 10 years, you are the essential Phantom Menace scholar. So essentially,
at least of the lines. See, I'm not sure what's going to happen because I'm so pumped to get up to the pod race soon. That's coming up soon. But
man.
I was like so excited about it the other day. I watched it with the subtitles on. There's like 3 lines in that whole scene because it's just so that's going to be like a week.
All action. Yeah.
And I literally spent 3 months in Anakin's dining room in that scene with
3 months in Anakin's dining room sounds like a terrific student film or something.
Right.
Oh, Paul said "'tis."
I'm sorry. A human tornado. Also, all Jedi heck will be a great name for a Star Wars podcast hosted by dogs. Love that. I love that.
Oh man. Well, okay, Andrew.
Best,
favorite, most fun Phantom Menace lines.
Okay, my best is Qui-Gon. He says, "Your focus determines your reality." Remember that part, right?
Yeah, that's a good teacher.
Exactly right. It's like it's so profound. It's like whatever you're focused on in your life, that's what's going to happen in your life. If you're always focused on the negative, you're going to have a negative life. So I just love that one. I think it's good advice.
That's great, dude.
My favorite, I don't know. I was going to say anything that a Gungan says. Just does this count? Like, that is that a line?
It does count, maybe.
But no, my most recent favorite now is since I like this week is I want to be the first to see them all. Also, I love the way he delivers that line. But that's my mission statement. So
it's
I'm
so
sticking with that.
endearing for that character because that character had so much I mean, you know, Vader now, but like
Yeah.
you think about that character as such a little kid, and you know, he really did dream of that, and it's beautiful. You know,
Yeah.
I want to see them all. Like that's an amazing line.
Well, and this is not, I'm not even kidding about this. When I saw Attack of the Clones in theaters, I remember thinking about it afterwards and being a little disappointed. I was like, that never came up again. Like I expected to have like a list, be like, well, I made it to 50.
Wow.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's interesting.
You know,
Oh, man.
that's what I would do if I were him, but whatever.
Hey, future Disney Plus writers. I mean, just like do something,
Anakin
throw it in
wants to
something.
see 'em all.
He's got an Excel spreadsheet with like literally thousands of star systems. But
Like R2 has it in his memory banks or
Yes.
something. Like pulls it up. Oh, sorry, that was Anakin's. Like just have it in
Luke's, like,
Arabesh.
cleaning
Say
him out.
Anakin's list of planets he wants to see or something. Like, oh man.
Luke's like cleaning him out, and then instead of Princess Leia, it's like a list of like Anakin's list.
What the heck is an Anakin?
What's an Anakin?
Something your father wanted you to have, and it's like his list of.
Yeah.
It needs to visit. Oh, that's good. Well, the last one, best favorite, and most fun. Which
Most fun, definitely. And this is my most fun line in any Star Wars movie is Watto saying, "Only money."
Oh, it's actually very usable too.
Yeah,
It's
sure.
practical.
Sure.
It's
Oh.
I don't know if you watch the Friday night show of ours, Andrew, the
Call-in show.
the Colin show. or not?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little past my bedtime, but I have seen it from.
Oh well, you know, I mean, what can we? I don't know. Like, we can't start drinking at 3 p.m. I'm just kidding. No. Okay, so have you seen that Watto comes into that
Right.
all the
Every
time,
now and then.
and so yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just say like I want to get Watto on the Bombadcast.
Yeah, we're doing
I feel like
episode of
Watto needs to come on the Bombadcast.
It's a tough
As
get.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
He is hard to get. He is hard because he can't. I mean, all you can pay him is money. You know,
Money.
So you know
yeah.
now that we've gone. No. What do you want to say? What do you want to
I was
say?
doing the whole thing. I was gonna say, what do you think? You're some kind of Jedi waving your hand around like that?
Oh,
that's
God.
awesome.
He tells Qui-Gon off so quickly. It's
Yeah, and he's like,
good.
oh, okay.
Guess he found out. So in terms of
He
Star
needs
Wars,
your life.
yeah, I can't stand you.
I know.
So we've got.
I need
one
to
thing-
get a life.
Let's get it pulled up.
Just going. Oh, okay. Well, here we go. Whoa.
There.
Get a life. There we go.
It was
Now-
worth the wait.
It was very much worth the wait.
Definitely.
I'm gonna
That was definitely great content. Great content.
Daily Watto. I'm gonna skip around the show notes a little bit, y'all, and kind of move on to something else because obviously Star Wars lines can be pretty profound. There may be some that like have affected you, like truly, you're like, man, this has opened my eyes to a certain things. Do each one of us have one that maybe like even in the newer films or anything, you know, it could be OT, PT, ST, Mandalorian. I mean, do you have any lines that like have maybe like you've heard it for the first time? You're like, man, that's it. That's incredible. If anyone wants to share, by all means, please. And in the chat as well, if you want to share like the line that maybe moved you the most in Star Wars, I can tell you mine real quick. The one that really moved me through and through is The Last Jedi. And I don't know if it's because I'm an educator, and I don't know if it's because it's something I'm very passionate about, and I don't know if it's because it hit me at the right time, but you know, we are what they grow beyond is a line that will like forever change my life. Like I'm waiting for the day that's on a poster. Maybe it already is. I have to go on Etsy and find it, but you know, that's the burden of being it's the burden of being a master. I think I have it over here.
Honestly, that's mine.
Yeah.
Frankly.
Yeah.
It's that, but that whole sequence between Yoda and Luke in The Last Jedi is quintessential Star Wars for me. It's one of my top Star Wars scenes of all time now.
Yeah.
It might be some of my favorite stuff Yoda says. And I know that's controversial probably, but the whole thing, even, and this is me coming from, my daughter was born the year that Last Jedi came out. And just the way where I was in my life and stuff, Last Jedi really just kind of meant something very special to me. It was a time in my life where I felt like I'd had a lot of, I'm getting real for a second, but you know, I mean, you guys too, as educators and stuff, but even just as a parent and stuff too. And even just as someone who, you know, I had dedicated my life to certain things and, you know, I just felt like just a bunch of failure and all that kind of stuff to see Luke Skywalker fail, to see these things happen, and to have Yoda go, the greatest teacher failure is, and he says,
That's it.
Yeah.
we are, and he says, Luke, we are what they grow beyond. That is the true burden of all masters. And I just think that's for teachers, but also for parents.
Yeah.
That's the true burden, is that you want them to grow beyond you.
Mm-hmm.
And it again really hit me in a good place. If I had to pick another, but anyway,
No, you can go.
Okay. I was gonna say, like, if I had to pick another one, since Scotty took mine, but I pontificated upon it, so I'm good. I think my next one is the end where Luke is fighting Kylo.
Yeah.
And Kylo goes on his big rant, what is it? The Resistance is dead.
Yeah.
He says,
you will be the last Jedi.
Well, it's like there's three things he does, because there's three beats, because Ryan Johnson, I love the man. It's perfect because he's like, it's over. The Resistance is dead.
War is over.
The war is over. The Resistance is dead. And the Resistance is dead. The war is over. And when I kill you, I will have killed the last Jedi.
The last Jedi.
And that whole Luke, it gives me chills every time.
Mm-hmm.
When he comes back and he says, you got that, of course, the famous, and another great meme. Every word in that sentence was wrong, or everything you said was wrong.
Yeah.
The rebellion is reborn today. And again, cutting to like the rocks.
Oh, I forgot that they do that. Yeah.
So the light is coming, is like bathing the faces of Finn and Poe and Leia and all of them. It's beautiful. The war is just beginning, and it cuts back to them again and stuff. And I will not be the last Jedi. And it's Rey lifting the rocks.
It's damn good.
It's so good. And then it cuts back, and you can see he's like a little tearful. He's got like a tear in his eye, and it's it's
magical.
That whole sequence is amazing. I love The Last Jedi a lot, and so I got our friend Alden Diaz's shirt, and he's got a porg on it, so I'm down with it. So
real quick, Andrew, I'm sorry, I want to say one thing because Human Tornado. This is incredible. Life, death, and decay feeds new life, warmth, cold, peace, violence, and between it all, balance, the energy, a force, and inside you, inside me, that same force. So I use this actually in a lesson. I use this as a lesson brilliant. To show the flow of energy in ecosystems for my seventh graders. And Alex is one of my students. And he actually said, yep, I showed us that line in class, because it's true. I mean, that's how energies actually move through ecosystems. It can be living and then dying. It can be anything from carbon to phosphorus to oxygen, water molecules. I mean, all that flows through you after you die. And then when you're born, I mean, all of that's there. So that line does stick with me too. Now, Andrew, I'm sorry. We kind of waited for you, but what line?
That's for last.
Yeah, that's for last, right? What do you think, bud?
Well, your focus determines your reality. That's always been my go-to for a profound line, because I think it's just a great way to live your life. But funny story, actually. I'm going through, since Disney Plus came out, I had never seen any of the animated series. So and of course I don't binge anything. I'm watching one episode a day. I'm going very slow.
That's awesome.
So I've watched Clone Wars and I loved it. And I remember thinking like, oh, it's this is for kids. But then I watched it. I was like, wow, this is actually really great.
A lot of
now
good stuff
I'm smack right in the middle of Rebels right now, and I just finished an episode the other day, and I was like, oh, I got to write that down. They're going like Hera. They're going back to like her house, and they end up blowing up her house at the end because the Empire's taking it over. I don't know if you guys remember that one, but they're trying to like retrieve some like family heirloom to remind her of her mother. And at the end of the episode, she says, I'm surrounded by my family every day here. As long as I hold on to that, she, talking about her mother, will live on. And I just thought like, wow, that's pretty good. It's like your family is whoever you're with,
Yeah.
And I just think that's good, especially for a lot of people right now in COVID. Because a lot of people are alone. And so your family might literally just be people on the internet or something like that. And it's just like, as long as you hold on to that, you'll be okay. So I thought that was a cool one.
Absolutely.
That's pretty amazing.
Man. That's absolutely beautiful.
What was that thing Hera had, Jerry? Jerry knows the canon name of
the
it.
Calicori. The Calicori was the art and stuff. I love that. Okay, so that episode is amazing because you get the appreciation of and I was never like again, we never got huge into the EU. Me and you, Andrew, I know that. But like
a little bit with
Thrawn, I knew about Thrawn, right?
Oh, yeah. And Thrawn, I'm just getting my first introduction to Thrawn now. Like in that I have seen stuff and I'm like, okay, it's a blue guy. He is blowing me away with that voice. Whoever does that acting is like incredible.
It's
Lars
Mikkelsen. It's the guy who plays Galen Erso in Rogue One. His brother,
right?
Actually, yeah.
Whoa,
yeah. I would love to get him actually, and I don't know. We also have a campaign to get this. Who's the guy? Scotty. No. The guy who was on Pete's show.
Shriv.
I don't know. Anyway. But just to back to, but the whole thing with the Calicori, where like the guy Slavin is the name of the guy, the Imperial officer who I guess is in control of Ryloth or whatever there, and he's kind of talking about that Twi'lek, like he calls like the Calicori the Twi'lek trash or something, and the way that Thrawn grabs him by the collar and like is so like vicious. It's like you see the raw, like he's dangerous, but he also has respect.
Oh yeah,
for his enemies. But just there's so many emotions in that. Like you said, and some people, it is like you see these cartoons and they're bright and colorful, and it looks like that's Space Aladdin. With like a lot of people talked about that with Rebels at first.
Yes,
but there's like so much nuance in that stuff. It totally has like the spirit that George put into Star Wars, where it is colorful and bright. It's world building. It's fairy tales, but it's also very deep, very like just things that make you think and characters that are just deep as all get out. I don't even know a good way to describe them. So there you go.
So the character John Teague. Yeah. So one thing I will say too about Thrawn that I think, in terms of the EU, the thing that I like about Thrawn the most too, he does have really good dialogue. That is to be said. But his EU self, which is the same as his Rebels version, which you'll find out too, they all respect him and he respects his officers, which is one thing I think is really weird for the Empire, because usually the Empire ruled through fear and power, whereas Thrawn's like, no, we gotta be on the same level, which is one thing I really like about Thrawn.
Yeah.
But so let's go the opposite. Let's go the opposite of what we've been saying. Let's do the most cringe lines in Star Wars. Now, Jerry, I know you have your answer off the top because we talked about it for years now. Jerry, what is the most cringe line in Star Wars? What's the one that you go, Jesus Christ, George, or Lawrence Kasdan, or JJ, or
Richard Marquand, maybe?
Yeah, Richard, whoever.
Okay. I'm gonna act it out. Okay,
here it is. I know what it is. I forgot, but I just realized. Here we go.
I know I can turn him to the good side.
Andrew's gonna be 76 when he gets.
It's when you get to that one. When you get to so I love that conversation between Leia and Luke on Endor. I love it. That line, I'm like, George, why didn't you say, I know I can turn him back to the light? I mean, I don't care even if it's like back to the light, like, because he does that. Like, I love because I mean, Star Wars, I don't usually get like, and I know Scotty's answer too, probably, but it doesn't bother me to the point where I'm like, oh, I hate this. But it is one of those things where I'm like, why didn't he just like, because it's like, I don't know. It goes back to that childlike spirit, I guess. I'm already trying to talk myself out of it,
Yeah, of course.
Like, that's always just kind of bugged me where he's like, I know I can turn him back to the good side.
He does do that with his eyes too. You're right. You're not even exaggerating that much. Yeah.
To the good side.
To the good side.
Like, who are we playing? Like, are you playing like a game? Like you're playing Return of the Jedi with your buddies? Let's turn him back to the good side.
Oh, so Jerry, what do you think mine is? Because I'm actually very curious.
Do you wait? You want me to say it, or I think you want to say it?
Because I want to see if you're right.
Okay, well, let me do this again.
Here we go.
Jabba, you're a wonderful human being.
freaking hate that line. That's the worst. I would have burned these.
I love it. I love it.
No, I hate that line.
You're a wonderful human being.
What do you think, Andrew? What do you think of that line? Are you a fan of the special editions, or are you more of a purist like me?
Well, here's my stand on the special edition. This is actually the only thing. This is the only thing in Star Wars that gets me a little bit upset. You know, other things I might not like as much, but this is the only thing that gets me a little mad. You can do special editions all day. I mean, I think they're great. Go for it, George. I mean, I want special editions of all the Star Wars movies. Great. But
yes, please.
But give us both, please. I need the originals in a digital format. Why? Why can we not have it? It's for historical sake. We need them.
I will say as the definitive edition defense force here, which I call them. I call them the definitive editions. Just because why haven't I made? I am the only owner of the special edition purist T-shirt that I made.
No, I'm pretty sure.
This,
I thought
someone else owned.
Someone else owed or bought that. I'm pretty sure someone really.
If you have a special edition purist T-shirt and you're watching or listening right now,
we'll pay for it. We'll tweet it, money.
But like definitive edition Defense Force or whatever. Yeah, that should be a T-shirt or something. But I do agree, and we had that whole episode with Hello Greedo.
Yeah.
Like, I 100% agree. Both should be available, more readily than they are.
Good. Yes,
but also more special editions, please. I want special editions of the prequels.
Yeah, I agree.
And the sequels.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with it. I think it's fun. Make it more cohesive. Add cool stuff.
It is fun. You know? That's what I liked about it. I saw the special editions in the theater. We got so pumped. I remember I was a little kid and we went to see him. And it was like, wow, all this cool new stuff in these Star Wars movies. But that's what they should be. They should be special editions, not the edition. You know,
that's good. So, real quick in the chat, I like this one. Somehow, Palpatine's returned. That line.
A lot of people don't like that
bad.
one.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. I'm not gonna lie.
Really. I like that one is bad. It's pulpy.
Yeah, it is.
I don't know. They're all pulpy. That's the thing. All these that we've mentioned, they're so pulpy.
They really
You've
are.
also got, what is it? Nick says, "Are you an angel?"
That's a bad one.
Are you an angel? Yeah, but they retconned that in Clone Wars, didn't they? The angels are like a species or something like that.
True, they're all from the moon of Viego, actually, which is even funnier.
That
is actually true. Yeah. So, Nick. Why did I say Nick? I was looking at Nick's name. Andrew. Sorry about that. Andrew.
Yeah.
Your most cringe Star Wars dialogue.
I feel like this is a common one, maybe, but well, it's actually two, I guess. In Attack of the Clones, the 3PO puns or whatever he does in the stadium, you know,
he's like, myself. Yeah.
"Oh, this is such a drag," and then he's being dragged around, and then 2 seconds later, it comes back and he says, "I'm quite beside myself." Like, yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Even before that, when he gets like his head knocked off and then put on the thing, he goes, "I'm so confused," you know. Like,
right. I remember my eyes rolled out of my head when I saw that, and I was like, "Come on!"
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. This I would think is a really good place to end this. I've really enjoyed this. Now there was one thing maybe we could do, just out of curiosity, if you want to try it. Is there a GIF, a Star Wars GIF that you kind of rely on? I know mine instantly. Mine, and I think
a GIF or a GIF.
Stop it. It would be this one where Sebulba is like this.
Yes.
I love that one. That one is the best. I use that for everything. When someone tags me in something that's Rick McCallum related, or when let's say Andrew tags me in something or he comments and I'm like like it's just so good. Jerry, what's your favorite one?
Gosh, Star Wars GIF. Man,
which one do you find yourself using a lot?
There's a lot of them. I don't know. I have like this Mark Hamill that I use where it's him going,
I've seen
you and stuff. Yeah. I use that one a lot, but that's not even in the movie. I use all of them from Palpatine a ton.
Yeah.
The only thing you say GIF, and the one that I've really been digging on recently is the Jack Nicholson going Just because of everything that's been going on Twitter recently. And stuff. I think I posted that today, and I said, Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers watching the stream, watching the stream last night. Like, don't say anything. Don't say anything.
So another one too that I think I also rely on a lot. Oh man, just escaped from my head. Damn it. It's gonna come back to me in a second. But Star Wars gifts are very, very special. And
I've got.
I remember.
Got it because I got another.
Yeah,
one
I remember.
Too.
It's hey, it's me. That one's a great.
Oh my gosh,
one.
I love
That's a good one.
I used the Han Solo. Oh, great. A lot, where he's talking to Luke, but also the one where Luke force kicks the gun out of the dude's hand because the choreography was just like, and then Boba Fett's going across like this.
Yeah,
like I love that gif. But
he force kicks it out of his hand. I never heard that explanation. That's good.
I mean, hey, there you go. That's what it is. I mean, that's how you explain terrible 1980s choreography.
It's always the force. If you can't explain it, it's like, oh well, they were using
the force. Yeah. Whatever.
Yeah, the force. Oh, Andrew,
I got. I couldn't just pick one. I got two or three. Okay.
Go for
it. Definitely very useful if you know how you like something on Twitter and sometimes you say, I wish I could like this twice. Well, now you can if you use the Misa like this.
Yes. Misa like this.
I've also been getting really into the speaking of Last Jedi, where DJ it zooms way in on his face and he goes, maybe.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Oh, I love that one. I love that one.
That's definitely
that was
Ryan.
one of my. That was one of my favorites. Whenever you're in an argument, someone's trying to argue with you on Twitter, and you're like, "Oh, well, this is the way it is." And go, maybe.
It's like a smug little maybe. That's a very Ryan Johnson shot too. Like you would never see George Lucas doing that quick zoom in like that. He would have never done that. But
so good.
And I guess another one is just from Return of the Jedi. My favorite is Palpatine going, good,
right.
Man, I love that we can do this because I got to be honest with you. It's a niche market to have someone that wants to talk about the lines of Star Wars. And Andrew, I'm going to say it one more time. You need to have way more followers. And by the time you're hopefully in your late, 110s, we'll make sure you finally get to the Rey Skywalker line. So I'm going to put it out there one more time.
We're going to be cheering you on, all of us, right? As we each fall into our graves.
Yeah, that's right. It's good.
This is getting really morbid, so it's fine.
So y'all have to go follow Star Wars Line by Line because Andrew is is the greatest, man. This has been such a blast, dude. If you can, please plug all your stuff that you've done earlier. I want everyone to be able to have a chance to listen to it. Okay. Sure.
Yeah. Like Scotty said, you could follow my Star Wars Twitter at Star Wars LXL line by line. And then my podcast that I do with my one and only friend Pete, we do 2-player board games. It's called Two Can Play That Game, and we're on all the social medias and everything like that. It's usually Two Can Play That Game podcast. I think on Twitter we're at 2Play That Pod. So it's a funny take on 2-player board games, and yeah, that's it. So I hope you follow me, but I'm just doing this really just for myself because it's a weird compulsion that I have, and it's fun. So
I don't blame you.
Those are the best accounts to follow, though, or the people who are just doing it for fun, right? You don't want to follow the people who are clout tweeting like me or Scott. Either one of us.
Sure. Well, real quick, let's get the plugs in before we sign out. Remember, if you enjoy this, please like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. If you really liked Andrew's stuff, make sure you go check it out. Also, please follow him at Star Wars LXL, one of the best pages you can follow, and it's going to last your lifetime. So hopefully you enjoy every day. If you really like this, you can always go to patreon.com/Beyond the Blast Sports. And for $5 a month, you can support every show in this network. And with that being said, we do a thing here on the show, Andrew. I know you've seen it before. We let the guest have the last word. Andrew, can you do us the grand honor and kind of sign us out? Jerry, do you have anything you want to plug before then?
Nah.
Okay, Andrew.
go watch my director's cut of the dude crying. There you go. That's it.
Andrew, what do we got, bud?
Stay Bombad.
All right, man. Stay Bombad. Peace.
Empire stays live.
I just haven't had the time to edit it, Jerry.
It's been like months.
It really has.
See you guys. McClunky.